Hi, my name is Khalil Ali. I'm the chef patron at Pêche Pâtisserie. My career started at the hotel school and ended up at the French Culinary Institute in New York. In between there, I went to a couple other schools, Cordon Bleu, where I got my grand diploma. I worked in, wherever I went to school, I worked as well. So whatever city I was in, Ottawa, Toronto, Manhattan. A couple five diamond establishments, a couple Michelin star establishments, but everything from mom and pop to catering jobs to hotels. I wanted the full experience. So I've been around. Well, actually, I wanted to stay in New York and or Toronto and do my own thing over there. But because of the recession, around that time, that was maybe about 9 years ago. In the US, I decided to return to Trinidad, and I taught at the hotel school briefly before deciding that I wanted to open my own restaurant and do things on my own terms, and that's why I opened my restaurant. What shaped my philosophy about food is not so much those more recent experiences. Actually, when I did Common Entrance many years ago, my dad took me to England for the first time, and I had East Indian cuisine for the first time, and I was hooked on it, in East Indian Thai cuisine. And when I decided what I wanted to do with my life, and I decided that I wanted to do food, I wanted to be in the hospitality industry, I was looking for a reputable establishment in the Western Hemisphere that offered East Indian cuisine with proper certification, but I couldn't find anywhere. So I opted for Cordon Bleu, which was the next best thing. And I'm glad that I did that, because I think that the French technique elevates all other food with regard to their presentation and the methodology behind creating the food. It was an early childhood experience that influenced my take on food, which is Indo-Franco fusion. Because of my interest in East Indian food and my training in French cuisine, I've decided to marry the two. And we've been doing this for the past 7 odd years. And Trinidadians like it. You need some spice. We like pepper sauce. We like spicy stuff like that. So for me, it works well because it appeals to my palate as well as the palate of my guests. And I'm glad that people like my food. I'm very happy. It's very flattering, and I get to enjoy it myself anytime I want. That was actually one of my goals. I always wanted to eat well. I wanted to eat well for the rest of my life after going to all these fancy restaurants with my dad, and just something I always wanted. So now I have access to it whenever I want. Initially, I didn't do food. I did I started my business of making eclairs at home for friends and family, and it spread, and I started doing cakes. This was shortly after leaving the hotel school, and I started doing sandwiches at home, and I had a garage operation. I started off in a laundry room. The sandwiches, people loved the sandwiches. Eventually, a customer approached me to rent a property of his in Port of Spain. When I looked at it, it looked like the perfect place to have a patisserie. And based on the demands of the customers that we got, they wanted more items. They wanted lunch items. They wanted salads, more sandwiches. And the menu just evolved based on what my customers wanted. And I hope that I have satisfied them with this extensive menu. That's a challenge to maintain. But this is how the evolution of Pêche happened. It happened based on what people wanted, just a response to the masses.